Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Southern Scrap Nation's podcast. Your host, as always, me, Daniel Jonas. Here back with another installment of the pod. We're going to be doing a breakdown of this past weekend's fights with Sean O'Malley being crowned the new bantamweight champion of the world. And then we'll be going into this weekend's fights. And I'll be breaking down and giving my thoughts, analysis, predictions of who's going to win the card this weekend. So let's get started with just talking about the card this past weekend, because there were some cool things that happened. 292 at UFC or in Boston. There we go. And just right off the bat, Sean O'Malley did a very good job against Aljamain Sterling, really keeping that cliche alive. Like, you got to finish him in the first 2 minutes or in the first 2 rounds. Otherwise, 3, 4, 5, the grappler is going to grapple. The problem with Sean O'Malley, it seemed like the time, right? It was his time, his moment, and he embraced it. He does a really good job of visualizing the moment, not letting everything overwhelm him and let his emotions overcome him or anything like that. And especially his road, it was not fast, but he went from yawn to the title. You know, he didn't have a long road of killers before, kind of like Aljamain. You know, he had to fight almost everyone. Before he got to the title. So anyway, he gets there, gets the moment. First round, nice feeling out process, and then the second round, man, he let's go ahead and pull it up. He does a very good job of strafing from side to side. Whenever he goes back, he never goes straight back. He chooses an angle, and then he fights off that angle. It's crazy the UFC put it out, but I bet I get copywritten if I use it. Sean O'Malley versus Sean Strickland. Dun, 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 dun. See if I can just put the... What I want is just like that last sequence. That last little sequence that happened. Because the him fading away is good. Whatever, but... Oh, perfect. Okay, so... I guess I can stop this for a second. Okay. So here. So I actually want to point this out real quick. In this situation, watching Khabib's instructional, a lot of MMA wrestlers tend not to like their head on the outside because in jiu-jitsu you're told they're going to guillotine you. However, the other side of that is, if you know they're going to guillotine you, then just have better head position. Head up, good back, straight, looking towards the back of their head, always making them bend their shoulder. From here, see how Aljo's body is bent down and away from O'Malley? In this situation, Khabib's style, or what he would do to address this, which this isn't bad. This is good defense from O'Malley. I like this defense. It's very smooth and slick. But from here, Aljo should be running the pipe. He should be driving his head down and pulling O'Malley back the other way. Reason being is O'Malley's not doing the proper defense in order to get... Like, he is by pushing the head down, but he's not addressing Aljo's left side here. right? If Aljo kept a good posture, kept his hips in, and then drove his head to the mat, he'd be able to take O'Malley down. The reason why I'm saying this is because I just watched him do it against Rafael. They think putting the head to the outside will make a lot of people disengage. And in this situation, see, he tried to do that. He tried. He tried to drag him. He tried to drag him a second, but it's just that look how far away he is. And it could be, O'Malley's good. He could just be wiggling that knee past the center line. But then this is where the transition from here to a trip, it's the extent of the chain wrestling. Aljo does have very good chain wrestling, but there are even more levels to this where this isn't good enough. Like for example, against Umar Nurmagomedov, this isn't good enough. That's what I'm trying to say. And see, then he tries to throw wide and it allows Sean to just get out. Good parallel, like good lateral footwork. You don't always have to be in your stance. Okay, well, are you not going to show me the... What? I mean, yeah. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it for the best good. All right. So... Oh, this is really early in the second round. I didn't realize. So here, to break it down, Sean O'Malley, southpaw, goes back orthodox. Gauges his range, right? Aljo's in southpaw. The reason why O'Malley went back orthodox is because he saw that Aljo was in southpaw. So then he's able to attack the open side. See how he circles inside? That allows him to use his power stance or his power side to throw where Aljo is. I'm pointing at the screen. He's able to use his power side to line Aljamain's feet up, so that way when he throws, it's throwing through him and hitting him off balance. And it's obviously not Aljo's strong side. Even though typically as a southpaw, you want to go to the outside foot, but sometimes it's okay to concede inside, especially since Aljo's stance is wide, opening the inside. Right? If Aljo's stance is a little bit more tight, then maybe you go around the top, maybe you go around the side. But since his stance is wide, O'Malley is okay to concede to the inside. He throws inside. Now, Aljo's clearly not a southpaw, so when he throws that hand, his foot's not on the ground. He's lunging. I don't know if he's using this to go for a takedown, but there's not enough reps here. There's not enough. He's not done this enough times because the distance is too much. This should be a hook. He should be in closer. He should be getting his feet inside, maybe using an outside hook to set that, using a right hook to set up his left hook instead. And then from here, we all know what happens. I mean, there's too much space. That also allowed O'Malley, right? Body shot. And what O'Malley does is he brings it all the way. He brings his feet back. He brings his feet back when he goes, right? He gauges his distance. He posts. He doesn't let Aljo close that distance until he wants him to close that distance. If you're Aljo, you're parrying this and you're going now. You're going now. He waited. Too much space. So that's essentially the highlight of it. So hell yeah. Great. What a performance. What if you're that guy, you have that much hype around you, and then you go out there and you end him in the second round, and all the press conference, he's like doing the ESPN theme song and saying highlight top 10 plays O'Malley knocks out Algebra. He's asking which hand he wants to get knocked out with. Like, all these things. That's what you want. Now he's got clip, content. He's a Twitch guy. He's a YouTube content. The rich get richer, you know? That's what happens when you market yourself right. Then you had Wei Li just dominate Amanda Lemos. I mean, dominate. I mean, a shutout, essentially. Warm the bus. Not really any highlights from this that are worth showing. It's just Wei Li. She's worked a lot with... If people don't realize, she's got Josh Hinger in her corner. Josh Hinger is a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner. The same way that Volk has Craig Jones in his corner, Wei Li having Josh Hinger is essentially the same thing. Maybe they're not stylistically the same thing or whatever, or the it person now or whatnot, but Josh Hinger is a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner, and the crucifix, all these different things are his realm. I'm surprised she hasn't, guillotined anyone. But yeah, dominant victory. Set up that Yao Xiaonan fight already, please, in China. And then you had Neil Magny or Ian Gary dominate Neil Magny. Didn't see that one coming. Thought there was going to be a lot more grappling involved. Ian looked good. All right, so he dominates Neil Magny. Made him look bad. I guess you just run the Jeff Neal fight, to be honest. He wants Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Nah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in talks to fight Kamaru Usman. Way better fight for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Take the Jeff Neal fight. You were slated to do it anyways. Do it. Mario Batista shutting Damon Blackshear down. It was a close fight, but he kind of just shut him down as far as technically goes. Close fight. And then Marlon Vera doing what he was contracted and signed to do. Came up with a win against Pedro Munoz. Pedro was kind of winning with the leg kicks in the first round almost. But so here's a larger conversation for me. Marlon so with with the leg kicks, to me it's hard for me to gauge leg kicks on how I know they score them. My thing with leg kicks are, if these people are fighting for their chance to feed their family, their just ability to live, right? These are very important things. I just don't think leg kicks are enough to get those people out of there. You know what I mean? Like most fighters that get leg kicked, either it's an injury or they really mess that leg up or something. Like something happens or they hit that nerve. But more and more, like if they just check the kick once or twice, maybe they get caught getting kicked on the leg. If we're going based off damage, I just don't think it's cool to just... And I understand investing in the leg kicks early so it pays off in the end. But what if there is no end? Like, what if there is no third round? I feel as though you have to get the respect and you have to do damage to an opponent more than treating a jab like a leg kick. Because a leg kick is not a jab. A jab, I can bust your nose up. And you want to say invest later in the fight. If I bust your nose up, have fun breathing. I can break your orbital. We saw it with George St. Pierre and Josh Koscheck. Like, these things are lasting effects. And I'm not saying that damaging the knee doesn't have lasting effect, but what I mean is it's immediately affecting you in the fight, and it's also going to have lasting effects. The leg kicks are almost like, if you have enough adrenaline, all right, I don't check one leg kick, then the next time I'll check it. I understand that sometimes leg kicks can be devastating. They can stop a fight. But when it's Marlon Vera and he's moving forward and it's clearly not deterring him and he's answering back, and hopefully I can find something. I'm just trying to find some. Nope, that's the video game. I mean, it wasn't like the typical Shano or typical Marlon Vera fight where at the end of the round he was dropping him, but he was doing more damage. He was messing Marlon's face up, and he was hitting him with the tighter shot. It's like these are the things that I score higher than what you can see. You know what the announcers were saying. See, like these kicks, cool, fine, awesome. They're great. They're doing, but see how it's, Vera's like, okay. He's moving forward. That one, okay, you caught me. Those, I will say, those are typically, yes, I'm counting strike, but look at that. And then he takes him down. This is a fight though. So are we scoring? I know there's so many different techniques, but you can't. That's where you can't get caught up in the, oh, he took him down, so what? The ref's gonna say 2 points. Oh, so he kicked him, so now we're in a Muay Thai fight, so each kick gets counted as a point. Like, we can't get too caught up in the minutia of it. You gotta score it for the round for the damage it is. Yes, he throws these things, and typically in a fight they would be scored for points. But in MMA, it's about what the damage of the strike does versus what the strike is or where it lands or whatnot. Like, if I'm blocking it, defense is its own reward. So I'm not going to get points for defending. In Muay Thai, you do. If you check a kick, technically it's points. Not like point, like it's not point, but it's scored. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he's stalking him. He's busting him open with the jab already. Like, I get these are all, but this is a fight. So you're, like, it seems like you're fighting to defend. Like, you're, oh my God, he's, and I know he's not touching him, but when he does, it's causing damage. So that's my rant on that fight. All right. So that was pretty good. Anything on the prelims? Chris Weidman. It can't stop RoboCop, baby. Cannot stop RoboCop. And then shout out to the tough winners. I know I did the Kurt Holloway, which told you. And then I didn't know Brad Katona was fighting Cody Gibson, but I thought Cody Gibson was going to be able to. But 2-time tough winner. All right. So let's go ahead and do some morning report from MMA Fighting, everyone. MMA Fighting. Who I get my morning report from. Cody Garbrandt, happy for Sean O'Malley, but sees a lot of holes and weaknesses to expose. Don't know why this is the morning report, because Cody Garbrandt is not relevant in order to fight for a title. Speaking of the title, I think Sean O'Malley calling out Chito Vera, now he's like saying, beg for whatever. I can I can pick anyone now that I'm the champion. Well, it's great. Awesome. I agree. But I think Sean O'Malley, I think Chito doesn't deserve the spot, but I think that's a good fight. Like, that's your loss, so get it back. I think that makes the most sense. Oh, I think it's the hair is like tickling my nose. All right. Maria Bueno Silva got popped for something. She says it's from her ADHD medicine. I saw one comment that was like, yeah, I take Tren for my ADHD. Yeah, it's like, it depends on what she got popped for. Like, if she got popped for methamphetamine or meth, whatever the chemical is, then yeah, understandable. But if she got popped for like Tren or D-ball or something like that, it's like, well, that's not an ADHD medicine. I don't know if those things will ever come out though. I don't know. Keith Lee versus Mr. Beast. Well, Keith, you train MMA. I don't think Mr. Beast has ever trained a day in his life. I mean, it would be a payday, but it would be unfair. Wait, what does he say about that? Like, clearly there's a discrepancy. I haven't thought about fighting in a long time, but you train, right? There's no way he boxes. He's wearing a Vineyard Vine shirt or something. He's okay. Nike long sleeve. Never mind. What's a pocket tee? Come on. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm sure you're training. I know he's 185 pounds, but I'm sure he's like. It's just bad. It's just like it's not gonna happen, dude. This is gonna be good. Fabian Edwards, if you guys don't know, that's Leon Edwards' dad, or Leon Edwards' brother, his big brother. Where is it? Okay, Dublin. Yeah, 185. He beat Gegard. So did Eblin. Oh wow, they put the highlights. Ooh, let's see some highlights. Shane Burgos versus Clay Collard. Dang. Both former UFC, I think UFC fighters. Clay was a boxer as well. And so Clay won this fight, and this fight would be hard to judge. I mean, like that leg kick, yeah, clearly did some damage and made him back up. Like that's not an easy fight to score. And I think it's Clay Collard versus OAM. So against him, Aubin Mercier, TriStar's own. He won last season, so back to the finals. Looking to get 2 mil. Ali Walsh. Wait, is this like Muhammad Ali's? Oh, this is Muhammad Ali's other grandson. Yeah, this is Muhammad Ali's other grandson. Oh, that's cool. Jeez. Damn, he kind of fights like Troy. Wow. I mean, what a right hand. I mean, what a combination. This is where some people in MMA, especially with striking, they get so caught up in the fact of like, I know it's smaller gloves, but it is a fight. When you're in boxing, it's more bred in a boxing gym. In fighting, you're going to have to give a punch to take a punch. Not every time, but sometimes. And this is a perfect example. Look at Ali's face. He took one square to the mouth, eyes still right on him. So he could return with his own. Sometimes you got to take a punch to give a punch. Gives him one, gives him two, and then this one right through the middle. Look at that. That's crazy. And then you have Maga Renfro. Oh, this guy's from New Jersey or something. Philly, I think. No, can't remember. Troy knows him. So I guess. Oh, I didn't see any of the highlights of this. Okay, so Okay, so this is an example of damage, like a kick to the face, like all these things. And then the one thing that Renfro does get is a takedown, but it's like, what does it take? Does he hurt? Like, he's now in guard. He's now on top, I guess. But then he has to do work. So his high amplitude takedowns, yeah, they're fun. They're great. If you do slam someone on their head, absolutely. But more often than not, it's like, okay, well, then now you have to work. Okay, look at this kickboxer. Top control, putting pressure. And this guy's going to the championship. Anyway, but does he knock him out? I don't think he knocks him out. Does he? Oof, those knees. Yeah. So that's what we'll be talking about in a little bit. Holloway versus Korean Zombie. Michael Venom Page coming into the UFC wants a top 5 opponent. Shavkat would be a great fight. Would be a hell of a welcome. Okay, wait, what? Okay. Powerful, and I know exactly what he means. I have it good and can have it great again, but for now I have to sit with this and let life go on. All a part of the okay. So this is what all part of the game. Feel like Alex Pereira said it best after his loss to Adesanya. How many times have I left other families and teams sad? We're laughing. Now is time. Now is our time to rethink. That was a really badly worded tweet. My God. Let's see this Imanari world record. Even though I don't think there was one to ever begin with, so that was actually pretty cool. My fight been booked for a month, but the UFC not gonna announce until a week of the fight. Yay, Darren Till versus Mike Perry. When we didn't ask for it, Mike Tyson. This is gonna be a bad fight. Francis Ngannou is gonna get. This is not worth the money. I'm telling you, this is not worth the money. Tyson's gonna knock him out, but it's not gonna be quick. Like, this isn't a good fight. This is brain damage. This guy's signing up for major brain damage. You think Tyson, that psychopath, is gonna just knock him out and let him walk it? No, dude. He's gonna drag him through the 12 rounds. He's gonna hold him up if he knocks him out. Bet. He holds him up to keep him in the fight. I don't need that. I don't need that music. He was a beast. He was a beast. Oh, Sergey Pavlovich. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a monster. Get him next to Andrei Arlovsky. Andrei Arlovsky looks like a light heavyweight. That used to be the heavyweight champion. That was the heavyweight champion at one point in life. No, this guy's the potential heavyweight champion. Ugh. In the future. Dylan Dennis might be on his redemption arc, everybody. Dylan Dennis might be on his redemption arc. Wait. It's definitely not cool to call people out below you and weight, so I definitely won't mention it. That I'd knock Alex Pantoja out again. Why didn't you knock him out the first time? Still knocks. Rock and roll. Whaley. Any good fights? Gabriel Monfils back in this. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fun. Not really. Boring week of news. I mean, O'Malley wins, and that's like the news for the week. These people are upset with the stoppage. I mean, that's crazy. Just know that he was going to keep killing you. Oh, Khabib says, or Craig Jones says, Khabib priced himself out with. See, this is the. I thought this is what I was thinking of, that they were going to have a grappling match. Because he's supposed to grapple. GSP is supposed to come back and grapple, but we don't know who the thing is. Oh, he said $5 million for a grappling match? Yeah, that's not happening. What? I mean, he has like 30-something million followers, 20-something million followers on Instagram. I think he's just in a different. He's kind of like Connor. He's just kind of in a different price bracket. If he doesn't want to do something, he's be like, I don't know, 5 million, because that's probably the money he's working with, you know? This is pretty good. Like, whenever you look at a champion, you go, what's their it factor? Sean O'Malley just has something. I'm not a fan of the tattoos, but not that I'm not a fan of tattoos. I'm just not a fan of his kind of tattoos. But everything else, huge fan of. He should go back to the weed more. He's really left that mark. I mean, he's like around. He does the stuff with King Palm and stuff, but he should go back to the weed stuff a little bit more. I know he probably doesn't smoke it, but that's where he should make like a jump. Maybe he should get into like edibles or something like that. I don't know. There's something there that he used to be heavier in. I feel like he's missing that. I think he has to go heavy back into it. Just feel like we just get King Palms. Like, there should be more. We should get Sean O'Malley gummy bears or something like that. There should just be a lot more in that sphere. Like the Nate Diaz. They're always coming out with new raps or something. All right, let's get into just breaking down the fight. So this weekend in Singapore, 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Let me see. Did I do this again? 32. Okay, close. Eastern Standard Time, Singapore. We're going to have Max Holloway versus Chan Sung Jung. Number 1 versus number 8. Why we're doing this? Because Max just has run out of people to fight and beat. And then can't run a fourth one back with Volk. So, awkward. So that's why we're here. Let's start with the prelims, see what's going on down here. This is in Singapore, so we're probably going to get a lot of Asian fighters and some European fighters. Well, obviously in Singapore, but what I mean is European fighters. We're probably going to get a lot of Asian and European fighters in comparison to. And do we have... Yeah, one Australian. It's just easier flights. I listened to the Khabib podcast he did recently with Patrick Bet Davis, and he was saying when he fought Gaethje, he's like, I knew I was gonna win this fight because he came the week before the fight to Abu Dhabi. He's like, you have to acclimate, brother. Like, that's crazy. I come here like 3 weeks before. He's like, he was jet lagged during the fight. And I think that's a big thing with fighters is like, if you're fighting in Singapore, you should be, I think Max does this. Max goes at least like 2 weeks ahead of time. You need to go at least a week or 2 or 3 weeks ahead if you're going across the world, because it's just like, you have to get your body used to it. One, you have to get the jet lag off. And then 2, I train with jet lag. It's awful. And then 2, and like having to switch your sleep schedule. Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying, and it's not something you want to deal with during fight week. And then the second thing is like you just want to figure out where you're getting food. You want to figure things out going overseas. Nice. Bedoya's fighting. Chidi and Njokuani is fighting. It's a pretty good card. You know what? Let's stick with the main card. Fights to watch. Chidi. Bedoya, Song Kanon. He's good too. Michael Olejchuk is also good. This is a tough fight. It's kind of like the RoboCop fight, to be honest. It's a really tough fight for Chidi. JJ Aldrich. Non Leong. Sungwoo Choi. I think he's huge, right? He's a featherweight, but he's like big, right? I don't know, dude. Whatever. Wait, did it tell me his stats? Height, 6 foot. I mean, for 145, that's kind of big, right? 145, that's big. Okay, so heavyweight to start the card off. We got Tafa versus Parker Porter. This is one of those fights where I'm probably going to go with Parker Porter. I mean, it has to be the grappling. It has to be the significant difference. But wait, is this a different Tafa? This might be a different... No, this is the same guy. Four and one. I have to go with the experience. I will say Singapore, though. The Australian guy, not home, but home field advantage in the sense that he's in the same time zone. His last fight was a loss. Oh, he's got 83% takedown defense. You know what? I'm going to go Tafa. There are no odds. I'm going to go Tafa. I know it's his last loss, or his last fight was a loss, but it's 26, and it was to Muhammad Usman. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tafa. Then we're going to go Aaron Blanchfield versus Talia Santos for probably number one contender spot in the UFC women's flyweight division. So whoever wins this will probably fight the winner if it's Grasso. And then if it's Valentina, then they have to do a third time. But whenever they settle that beef, then you'll get the winner of this versus whoever that is. So this is a title contender spot, but get ready for a wait. I'm going to go Aaron Blanchfield right off the bat. It's her time. She goes in there, she just like steamrolls every girl that they put in her way. And she walks in there with that vibe, like it's my time. I'm here. I mean, she submitted Jessica Andrade. I mean, it was a quick turnaround. She submitted Molly McCann. She submitted JJ Aldrich. Undefeated in the UFC. Talia Santos is tough, especially with the jiu-jitsu side of it. Wish I knew the odds for this one. I don't. I can look them up, but actually, this was tougher than this is tougher than I'd actually think. Yeah, I'm gonna go JJ Aldrich. Just right here, the striking. She's got good defense, but she absorbs strikes. But I think it's about the same. She lands more. I think that's gonna be the difference. Is her output is her output might. I think her output will give Talia Santos some problems. It's crazy that this is not even close to the. It's not even the co-main event or anything. Then you have Rinya Nakamura versus Fenry Garcia. This is clearly a fight for Rinya. At what? Bantamweight? Sure, I'm going to go Rinya. Let's look up this dude. Rinya. Rinya Nakamura knocked out this guy that we don't know. But we'll find out soon who it is. Knocks out Toshi Kazama. Oh, but this guy's fighting on the same card. Oh, this was in the road to the UFC thing. Southpaw with power. Okay. Let's look up the other guy. I know exactly how this is going to be. Okay, never mind. What was the other guy's name? Fenry Garcia. Did I spell that wrong? This is the question. If he... nope. Nah, this might be Rinya's fight to win. This guy doesn't move his head off the center line either. Yeah. It would be one thing if he was moving his head better. But no, Rinya's gonna rinse ya. So then Giga Jakadze versus Alex Caceres. A hard one. Giga's been out for like 2 years. He's about to come up against Alex Caceres, who's kind of finding his way back in there. You know? If I'm Alex, I'm using all my jiu-jitsu that I've gained through the years of fighting. And that's what I'm going to have to go with. I'm going to have to go with Alex Caceres. Actually, wait. Who did Alex beat last? Decision Daniel Pineda. No, I'm going to go Giga Jakadze. You know why? Because one, he's taking a little bit of a break, and two, I think it's just a level of competition. I think Alex is doing well against some people that aren't at Giga's level. Like once he gets back, then you'll see where the levels are, especially the age as well. I think that'll be not the age of essentially like the age of 21 and 13 in MMA fight. And Giga's had a long combat sports career himself, but he took 2 years off. You know. Giga. And then Ryan Spann versus Anthony Smith 2. I'm going to have to go with Anthony Smith again. Just watching the fight the first time, it's not like Ryan Spann didn't do well. It's just this is kind of one of those, oh, Anthony Smith's going to big brother you. So unless you fight that mental demon, as far as how the last fight goes, he's gonna beat you up. Anthony Smith doesn't knock out a lot of light heavyweights, and he did. Doctor Stoppage doesn't knock out a lot of them. Yeah, usually it's like he has to like. Yeah, usually has to submit them. Um. Yeah, submit it. Yeah, submit it, Ryan Spann. I think that's gonna be his path to victory. Is gonna be submitting him, but this is his way to get back into the win column. Because with Ryan, his last loss was to I think Anthony. I think that's no Nikita Krylov. Before that, he was doing great. Up two. Of course, the opposite. It was down two. So to be honest, Ryan Spann, this is a fight for him where if he shows up there that night and takes it from Anthony Smith, he's back on avenging his loss and he's back in that upward trajectory of, oh, I can get to the title again. Whereas Anthony Smith, if he wins this, I don't really know where that puts him, to be honest. I think he just beats Ryan Spann again. But it's all about who wants it more in that area. This is the 50-50. I can give my prediction that, Ryan Spann's going to go in there and avenge his loss because he wants it more. Or I can say Anthony Smith beat him once, so he's just going to go in there and big brother him. I've just seen proof of Anthony Smith beating him and choking him out. So it's easier for me to believe that Anthony Smith, in my world and my perception, is going to go in there and in that reality and do the same thing. But 50-50, man. They're not the same size, but same sized human being and can knock each other out. So I'm just going to go with Anthony Smith. Plus, he could really use it. And then we're going to go with Max Holloway versus Chan Sung Jung. This is fucked up by the UFC. This is fucked. I know I just said it's 50-50, but God, dog. This is messed up to go out there and let Chan Sung Jung die on his shield. But like those, when you see those, like the Jon Snow moment where it's just like the one warrior and he's like ready to fight the whole army or whatever. And then some movies that one guy wins. This is one of those moments, but then everyone else has to like look away because it's about to be a massacre. The only person Max has lost to is Volk. Everyone else, he just beats up. Bad. I think it could just be a sense of one of those. I think he just goes out there and just beats him up for 5 rounds. And maybe you have to get the ref to step in there, but I think it's just a unanimous decision. And he goes, "What's up, Singapore? 10th Island, baby. The Blessed Express." And all that kind of stuff. I think that's what's going to happen. And then he's going to go back to his wonderful life in Hawaii. Hopefully it's not bad where he's at. I don't think it is. And just, I don't know. The only thing left for Max to do is go up in weight. But the problem is, if he goes up in weight, does he take the damage that he did in that Dustin fight? I want to see him go up in weight. Or Volk to go up in weight and then Max get his belt back. I just don't. But even then, who does Max fight? He's fought everyone. There's like 2 featherweight champions. It's crazy. There's like 2 featherweight. There's 1 featherweight champion, but then there's like this other guy that was a champion, but for some reason can't beat this other guy. But as far as resumes go, they've beat both of almost the same people. It's bananas. It's just a weird. It's just a weird situation. But anyway, yeah. So those are my picks. Max by any way he wants it. Anthony Smith because he's done it before. Giga Jacasey, welcome back. Rina Nakamura because Garcia doesn't take his head off the center line. Toss up, but Aaron Blanchfield because it's I'm hopping on hype trains. That was my 2023 resolution. I'm done with just like being the last one to hop on. If she's got a hype train, I'm in. Print me a ticket. And then Tafa, because it's home field advantage, I guess. So yeah, those are my picks. Other than that, make sure to check out Southern Scrap Nation. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. 101 MMA. Look at that. Mm, mm. All promoted around self-defense. That's what we teach here. Um, Sunscrap Nation, come check us out. Thank you for checking out the podcast. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll be back next week. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Everything helps. I appreciate everyone that's already been subscribing. Road to 100 subscriptions, and then road to 1,000, and then road to, I guess, 500. Well, I guess 500 and then 1,000. No, actually, we'll go 100, then we'll go 1,000. No room for anything in the middle, and then 10,000, and then 100,000, and then 500,000, and then from there, hopefully the gym's keeping me busy. But I appreciate it every day. Thank you all. Till next time, stay safe. Peace.